To replace brake pads, the following tools are needed: brake pads, suction tool, caliper piston retraction tool, caliper hook, steel brush, acetone, 400 grit abrasive paper, FERODO brake fluid tester, brake fluid. Before renewing brake pads, it is necessary to check the brake fluid level. With normal use, the brake fluid level will be around minimum when the brake pads on both the front and the rear are worn. If brake fluid has been added after the previous brake pad replacement, the level might get too high and the reservoir can overflow when the new brake pads are placed. Extract some of the brake fluid if the level is too high. Remove the brake pads from the caliper, as well as any anti-squeaking plates and/or spring clips. Note that it is not necessary to remove the caliper for all bikes to remove the brake pads. Use suitable tools when removing the brake caliper. Use a caliper hook or bungee cord to hang up the calipers safely and ensure that not too much strain is put on the brake hose. Check the brake disc for minimum thickness and grooves. The minimum value can be found on the brake disc. Replace the disc if necessary. In case the caliper pistons are not equipped with dust covers, push out the pistons a little by pressing the front lever or the foot brake for a maximum of 50%. This enables you to clean the pistons. Clean the brake caliper. Check the caliper slides, piston and dust covers for damage. Retract the caliper pistons using a caliper piston retraction tool. Grease the caliper slides using synthetic caliper grease. Do not use any other grease, since this probably won't survive the conditions and will cause binding. Before installing the brake pad compound, the disc should be thoroughly cleaned over the entire pad contact area on both sides of the disc. We recommend doing this by a rub down with 400 grit abrasive paper. The grinding needs to remove the darkened, burnished deposition layer to the clean and bright base disc material. Do both sides this way. Clean off the remaining abrasive particles using a nail brush and acetone or brake cleaner. Dip the nail brush into a small container of acetone or spray on the brake cleaner and aggressively brush the disc pad contact area with generous amounts. Install the caliper bolts using a liquid sealant and the correct amount of torque. Always follow the engine-specific manufacturer's recommendations for the correct torque values. Fit the caliper and brake pads. Note that the fitting order differs per motorcycle. Note that FERODO brake pads come without metal backing shims. If the old brake pads were fitted with these metal shims, please reuse them with the FERODO brake pads. Apply the brakes a few times with a maximum stroke of 50% until you can feel the pressure in the brake system when applying the brake. Check the functioning by pressing down the front brake lever or rotating the rear wheel while applying the rear foot brake. Check the brake fluid quality using the FERODO brake fluid tester. Renew the brake fluid if the quality of the brake fluid is insufficient. Check the manual for maintenance interval replacement time regarding the brake fluid and correct DOT value. Check the level of the brake fluid. In case the brake pads on both front and rear have been replaced, the fluid level needs to be on the maximum level. In case the motorcycle is equipped with ABS, follow the bleeding procedure as described in the manufacturer repair manual. Don't apply heavy brake force during the first 30 kilometers.